Hey guys, just finished watching Jessica Jones season 2, episode 2, aka Freak Accident. Wow, what an episode! This episode was pretty good episode, dealing with all kinds of stuff and things kind of moving on and stuff, and it's pretty interesting dealing with all that stuff. So let's jump into the list here. First, we get Jessica hooks up some random guy at the bar. We find out that Kozlov was involved a little bit with IGH. He kind of leased the building for IGH, the place that kind of played with Jessica Jones and kind of did the experiments on her. And then Jessica goes to Kozlov's house, finds out that he died in a car crash, which I find interesting. That is he actually dead? I mean, Jessica never saw a body or anything like that, so they don't really know where things are going with that. And we find out that Simpson was kind of blamed for it. Trish kind of wants to try and get in touch with Max. Don't know who Max is, and she tries to get in touch through her mother. Hogarth ends up picking up a hooker and kind of having fun, going crazy with that after she finds out in the last episode that she's kind of, assumedly she's dying from something. She has cancer or something like that. And then Jessica finds pics of a pic of Kovlov and Simpson together. So Jessica's finding out that for the first time, whereas we know that from the season 1 type thing. So that was pretty cool. And then Simpson gets accused by the wheelchair guy of killing Kozlov. And then we also find out that Whizzer in the show in Jessica Jones is called Robert. His real name is Robert Coleman, whereas in the comics it was Robert Frank. So I don't know why they went and changed the name like that. I googled Robert Coleman from Marvel, see if they were mixing two characters from the comics, maybe the Whizzer and someone else, and mixing it together to get a connection and stuff. And the only connections I could find between Coleman in the Marvel comics and stuff is actually other actors in the MCU have their last names are Coleman, but other than that, there's really no connection to Robert Coleman. So I don't know why they had to change the name like that. They could just keep Robert Frank from the comics. I mean, it's just really cool when they do that. It's really cool when they bring a classic character like that. Character. I think his first appearance was U.S. Comics #1 from the 1941. So that was pretty cool. I don't know why they had to change his name though, but oh well. Then some detectives show up at Jessica's place. And then she goes to Oscar, her superintendent, I guess, of the building, who saw the Wizard get crushed by all this stuff, or saw the aftermath with his son. But then Oscar says that Jessica didn't do it. He didn't see Jessica there. I later find out that that's because he has a custody battle with his kid. He doesn't want any further connections with the police, further interaction with the police, and risk losing his son. So that's interesting with that. Kind of makes sense with that. And then we get Simpson. Simpson killed the Wizard type thing. We find out that he didn't. Jessica gets the Wizard's laptop when she ends up going to his place. That was kind of cool, and he has some sort of ferret and stuff, and so it'll be cool to see where that goes. And if she gets connected to the whole, if the detectives end up finding out anything about the Wizard's place and any missing laptop that he had or anything like that. That was cool. And then she also finds on that laptop that Trish was kind of the connection to it. He was messaging Trish. It's unclear though when she's on the when Jessica's looking at the website, on Trish Talk's website, and seeing that the Wizard had commented on there. Did when he was sending these comments, did Trish ever reply? Did Trish ever see them, or did one of Trish's kind of assistants or whatever, did one of those guys working for Trish Talk end up seeing the stuff and just dismiss him as crazy, and that's it? Trish had no idea who the Wizard was. I mean, she knew him from maybe Jessica, but did she ever know who she was? Was she looking into his story? I mean, she was looking into the IGH, but not knowing it was connected to the Wizard. Was she just ignoring him, just like Jessica was? That'll be cool to find that out now that in the next episode, when Trish and Jessica can get to talk about the stuff with that the Wizard was kind of telling them, trying to tell Trish over the internet type thing. So, and then we get to see Hogarth. She's on drugs and partying again with the hookers this whole episode. And then Trish and Malcolm go to the set to meet Max, and we find out that Max actually raped Trish at a young age, at a young age, and kind of her mother kind of pushed her into it. So it's unclear I guess it seems like her mother had an idea, knew what she was doing. Did her mother know what this was doing? Was she doing this on purpose? That was unclear. So maybe we can get a resolution of that. Is if she had planned to pimp out her daughter, literally pimp out her daughter like that, to do that, and that was the whole point. That was her intention with Trisha's mother, because at that point, if that's what the case, and she should definitely not be talking to her mother. But I mean, so it's gonna be cool to find out where that went. How much was Trisha's mother involved with the Max thing so many years ago? How much was Trisha's mother knowingly setting this up? I mean, how much was that happening? How much were things going with that? So that'll be cool with that, and also maybe be cool to see if that ever gets out and where things go. Because I feel like there's why hasn't Trish kind of gone out with that? It would bring her so much more stories, especially in today's day and age with the Me Too movement. I don't know why they wouldn't use this, and Trish wouldn't use this. So I don't know. Maybe we haven't seen the Me Too movement, whether or not it exists in the MCU, but we'll see where it goes with this and how Trish is going to play with that. And is there a reason why Trish is not saying something? I mean, obviously she was 15. Why wouldn't she not say anything? I still don't get why she never said anything. She doesn't care for him. He's not in control of her anymore. He has nothing. He can't ruin her at all. He didn't give her what she wanted. So why is she gonna go public with it? She better go public with it. I think that'll also bring in more people to her show, Trish Talk, when she kind of reveals that on her show. So I don't know. We'll see how that goes and how things play on with that. And then Trish ends up finding that Simpson following her. She shoots him, kind of walks it off, doesn't, kind of completely deflect the bullet or anything like that. I mean, he gets shot, but doesn't kind of just walk it off, but he's able to keep going. And Jessica shows up finding Trish with Simpson's captive. And then some animal, I guess another person, probably that Deadpool-looking character from the flashbacks in last episode, is attacking everyone. Maybe killed Kozlov, killed the wizard, and Simpson was trying to protect Trish from it, but he ends up dying in this episode. So it's unclear to see what that is, although he does jump over Trish and Jessica, so he's clearly not after Trish or Jessica. So it's going to be cool to see where things go with that, finding out who that is. And it was really cool through this episode, a lot of the Spider-Man references here, like with the great power comes great mental illness. That was cool, because if I'm not mistaken, Jessica Jones, there is some kind of reference to Jessica Jones, or early reference to Jessica Jones in the early Spider-Man comics, like Spider-Man 3 or something like that. There's either a reference to Jessica Jones or Patsy or something like that. I completely forget who it is. Betty Brant, actually. And so it's really cool with that idea. And if I'm not mistaken, Jessica Jones did have a crush kind of on Spider-Man a little bit at some point, but then with the whole different age group when this going on, it doesn't really work out, whereas it did in the comic books when Jessica Jones was created and stuff. So it really is cool. Now we have Simpsons dead. It's going to be cool to see what it is. Obviously it wasn't going to be Simpsons, way too early, only episode 2. It's going to be cool to see where things go with this and how things continue on, and Malcolm, now Malcolm knows the story and all that. It's really going to be cool to see where things go as things get on. So it is really nice. Still curious as to know, would like to ask the writers of the show, the people in charge, why they changed Wizard to Robert Coleman from Robert Frank. I don't know why they can't just keep Robert Frank. Something I'm missing or something. I don't know. But other than that, definitely a good episode. Can't wait to see where things go in episode 2. So let me know what you think, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace out.
To talk to you about one of the most valuable traits a soldier or student can have.
Subscribing.
Sometimes subscribing is the key to victory. Sometimes it leads to very little, and it seems like it's not worth it. And you wonder why you waited so long for something so disappointing. How many more of these?
Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, guys. Peace.
It's over.